What if the next time you looked at a map of Canada, Quebec wasn't there? What if the most unique, most French, most proudly different province in the country said, "We're out"? Would Canada fall apart? Would Quebec thrive? And the real question, would the rest of Canada actually be better off without it? Let's talk about it. Alright, first, let's set the table. Quebec has flirted with separation for decades. In 1980 they held their first referendum. In 1995 they held another, and it almost passed, with 49.4% voting yes to independence. So what's driving this? Cultural identity. Quebec is proudly French-speaking and culturally distinct. Many feel like they're a nation within a nation. Language laws. Protecting the French language is central to Quebec's politics, and many feel English Canada doesn't get it. Political alienation. Quebec has its own political parties, its own vision, and often feels sidelined by federal policies. Economic frustration. Some believe Quebec pays more into Confederation than it gets back. Others argue the opposite. Bottom line, there's a long history of tension, and separation still has political momentum, especially with younger voters. Now, let's play the what-if game. If Quebec held another referendum and voted yes to leave Canada, what happens? Negotiations with Ottawa? This would be messy. Like Brexit-level messy. Borders, trade, citizenship. Would Quebecers still be Canadian? Would Quebec control its own passports, military and immigration, currency? Would Quebec use the Canadian dollar, create its own, or adopt the euro or USD, debt and assets? Quebec would need to take on its share of Canada's federal debt, negotiate ownership of federal buildings, pensions, and more. Indigenous land claims. Crucially, many Indigenous communities, especially Cree and Inuit, have already said they don't want to be part of an independent Quebec. This wouldn't be a clean break. It would be complicated, emotional, and expensive. So could Quebec actually survive as an independent country? Yes, but with caveats. Now here's where it gets controversial. Would Canada actually benefit if Quebec left? Look, separation is about more than dollars and borders. It's about identity, power, and the tension between unity and self-determination. Quebec wants to protect its language, its culture, its place in the world. And Canada? We've always been a country built on compromise, French and English, East and West, Indigenous and settler, rural and urban. So maybe the real question is, can Canada and Quebec learn to work together, or are we just buying time before the next breakup vote? Let us know what you think. Would Canada be better off without Quebec? Could Quebec thrive on its own, or would independence backfire? Hit the comments, DM us on socials, and tell us where you stand. And don't forget to follow Hey How You Doin' for more straight-up talk on Canada's toughest questions. Until next time, keep your mind open and your maple syrup local.